You're not actually a lord, you don't actually own any land, and this company is not even planting trees, at least not in Scotland.
All thanks to our sponsor, Established Titles. Their project based on the historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords or ladies in English, and that means as of today, that's right, I'm officially a lord.
Better than that is to give those fun, tangible assets as gifts for the upcoming holidays. And thanks to today's sponsor, Established Titles.
Big shout out to this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Today's video is brought to you by our friends over at Established Titles. Do you want to help global reforestation efforts? Do you want to help preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland?
If you've watched a video from Graham Stephan, Andre Jick, Some Ordinary Gamers, or The Quartering in the past year, you've probably seen a sponsorship from the company Established Titles. Now, despite glowing reviews from some of YouTube's largest and most trusted creators, this company is a complete scam.
What's going on, guys? The American Gentleman here, and boy do I have a story for you today. A man named Scott Shafer has blew up the internet, taking it by storm with his accusations about Established Titles and the scam company that he knows they really are. In this story, it didn't take very long at all for this to catch traction, and not only traction, and this thing caught so much traction that all the big YouTubers, a lot of them had already come out and said, hey, we're not messing with Established Titles anymore. And the concerning thing is a lot of the YouTubers that were promoting this were anti-scam YouTubes. So before we go any further, let's just check out a few people that's been backtracking on this.
What's up, everyone? I was away from YouTube for a week, but a good friend of mine called me last night and said that there was a video getting a lot of views that included allegations that I promoted a scam. And given that I'm the guy that goes after fraudsters and fake gurus and scammers, obviously it's not a good look if I was promoting a scam, so I felt that it was appropriate to address it.
Over the break on November 23rd, a YouTube creator by the name of Scott Shafer put out a video saying this is a scam, also casting doubt on a number of things, including like, do they actually donate money to plant trees like they say they do, which is a big aspect of the push. With this, him creating a list of it seems like 100 big creators who have taken sponsorships with the company in the past, and the list seemed to have fucking everybody. Like you had Ben Shapiro, myself, Some Ordinary Gamer, Dr. Mike, the Film Theorist podcast by Logan Paul and Moist Critical.
If he knows nothing about crypto, it's easy to be tricked by hype men like those guys. I mean, I even had a mistake that I just found out about today with a recent promotion of mine. Sometimes you trust your manager to do the vetting, but they drop the ball. I can't say too much as of right now because I'm unsure about the contract, but to give you guys a hint, it's regarded to something around this. But I also apologize. I will do better in the future by vetting every single thing that I promote to the best of my ability, and that's all I can really do. I also will cut ties with this company and not promote it again.
So that video blew up. We then saw Established Titles seemingly responding to Shafer's video and defending their business in a statement, calling allegations made in the video false, also providing a screenshot and link to a Trees for the Future page, the charity they work with to plant trees, showing the number of trees allegedly planted with them, and describing the situation as them, quote, under a targeted, completely unfounded attack based on bogus claims from someone making a career out of personal attacks in an attempt to gain viewership, and calling this a cruel and vicious attempt to cancel and slander us. Which I will say, that language is interesting because slander is a legal term. So I don't know if they're involving legal and there's going to be a lawsuit. We're going to have to wait to see what's happening there. But here's what I'll say. As far as how we're reacting to this news, I do not feel comfortable being within miles of whatever the fuck this situation is. So immediately, behind the scenes, we cut off future sponsorships with this company. We also cut them out from previous videos. Additionally, in the statement from Established Titles, they say, if you made a purchase and you're not enjoying it for whatever reason, they will always honor refund and cancellation requests fully and still donate to plant a tree for the order.
So Scott Shafer, is he telling the truth, and did he just bust a large scam, or is he just a madman with a computer and a microphone? We'll find out right here. So how does the process of Established Titles working with a YouTuber go? Thankfully, we have Spencer Cornelia, who has been very transparent about his relationship with Established Titles. Let's hear what he has to say.
My agent reached out and said they are interested in sponsoring you for a certain amount. The lowest amount I've taken for a sponsorship is $2,300. The most I've taken is $6,000. That's for one integration and one video. This one was right in the middle. I said, I'll pass, not something I'd like to promote. My agent said, understood. Could you send me a reason as to why, just to make sure I'm pitching you to brands that are in alignment with what you want? And then my agent said, LOL, definitely more of a lighthearted sponsorship. He said the product cost $50 and they were doing a big push for the holiday season. And then I said, got it. Okay, I'm warming up to it. It was at this time when I actually started looking into them and I saw that it was a charity. And so I realized that the Lord or Lady stuff is just kind of like a little gimmick on the side. And then my agent said, LOL, I bought one for my dad on Father's Day a couple years back and he loved it. It was a charity. I thought that would be amazing because a lot of my content does skew negative. I knew about the title stuff was kind of a joke. It was almost like, hey, donate to breast cancer awareness and you get a plot of land on the moon. You give it to your dad or mom at during the holiday season that they can put up on the wall. And it's like a little gimmick that you can mention at parties. Established Titles partners with two different charities to actually donate the trees. And so I reached out to both. both so that you guys can get some clarity on if trees are actually getting planted, because that to me is like really the scam. And so this is a lady with 1 tree planted. Established Titles is indeed a business partner of ours who has been donating and supporting our efforts for years. A lot of people think Established Titles is a scam and doesn't plant any trees. I'm just asking for proof. She said, we do not disclose the amount of donations made, but you are welcome to reach out to them for the number of trees they donated. Our partnership began 2020. So then I reached out to the Trees for the Future charity. Here's her response. Dear Spencer, we have had a lot of inquiries like yours recently, and we are happy to report that Established Titles is indeed a strong supporter of our organization. So far, they have funded the planting of more than 2 million trees with us. I believe the confusion might come from the fact that those trees are not planted in Europe, but in 9 countries across Africa, working with thousands of farmers to lift them from poverty and hunger while restoring the environment. So that's, I think, really important. And I totally understand why people think it's like scammy, kind of like a little bit of a bait and switch. You don't actually get title to a 1 square foot plot of land in Scotland. I totally understand. I don't think you're wrong. It's something that I clearly made a mistake, and it sounds like a lot of people feel deceived, which were not my intentions at all. It is something that I overlooked. I am happy to report that they do plant trees, and so I don't think this is a typical scam in the sense that people are damaged. You were deceived by me. I'll make sure to make it right. I didn't make a lot of money. I made a couple $1,000.
For those of you that don't know, Established Titles is a service that claims if you send them $50, you can become a lord or lady and have a 1 foot by 1 foot property in Scotland. And not only that, they're going to plant some trees. So when Scott Shafer broke the news to the world that you're not actually a lord, you don't actually own any land, and this company is not even planting trees, at least not in Scotland, and they're based out of China, Hong Kong, where many scams likely originate. And not only that, it was made by the founder of Dildash, the most confusing, frustrating auction site that's ever been contrived. And if there's ever any type of borderline legal scam, it would definitely be Dildash. And furthermore, they have a whole list of companies that they failed. They failed so much they call themselves failed ventures. But thankfully, a good 3 or 4 of them worked out for them. They had the Kamikati Knives, or however you say it, Established Titles, and Dildash. Those were their big winners. So now, with all that being said, what do we know? We do know that they are planting trees. Just they are not planting trees in Scotland. They're planting them around the world, and mostly in Africa. And they're doing it by donating to 2 different charities. One of the charities has announced that they have planted over 2 million trees with them. The other one will not say what their numbers are. Number 2, are you a lord or lady for buying this? The short answer is no, that even if you were to buy property in Scotland, that does not make you a lord. And the third part, do you actually own land in Scotland? The short answer is no, you don't really own any land, nothing that you can do anything with. Yes, the people who have founded this, they have land, but it's not really transferable to you like that. The next thing, marketing, deceptive marketing. Okay, is their market deceptive? Is it confusing? And the short answer to that is yes. It's very confusing. I even got this update while I was making this video. They said they didn't change any language on their website, but Scott went back on the Wayback Machine a couple days ago, and they just had added more conclusive language. Now back to Scott Shafer. Is he wrong? Is this thing really not a scam? The answer is, I think Scott Shafer's pretty right. I think he's pretty right. But with a little more nuance on this, I think he's right. It's definitely deceptive at best, a scam at worst. It's somewhere in there. I know it's not FTX level. They're not out here robbing everybody. So, I mean, at least there's that. Nobody's actually getting hurt for more than $50. And I say, if you bought this thing for yourself, for you to become a lord, and that's what you cared about, then you probably should get your money back. This was kind of deceptive to you. But if you're somebody who bought this for a family member just to show them you care as a gag gift, then I see nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, me knowing that this is a scam, I still want to buy a few of my family members an Established Title, which is crazy. I'm not paid by Established Title. I don't know these people. I don't know nothing about them. And Scott Shafer, I don't know anything about him. The only thing I know is on his last video. Okay, I'll admit I made a mistake. So I took his thumbnail, I inserted myself in it, and my thinking was that, okay, I just want to draw the correlation that this is his video and this is me. So this is me commentating on his video. But not only did I do that, but it took his title too. So that was kind of a D-bag move on my part. And Scott did reach out to me. He did reach out to me. We had a very short interaction, but one thing that I did understand from Scott is that he does care about his YouTube. He's very passionate about it, and he wasn't a dick about any of the situation. I don't know what he could do to me. He might could report me or something, who knows, but he wasn't a dick about it. He was very nice about the situation, and I had a similar problem that someone was doing to me, just happened to be at the same time. And he gave me some advice on that, and I appreciate it. So thank you, Scott. So no, Scott's not crazy. I think everything that he said is legit. Now there's two nuances to this that I want to mention. So from Spencer Cornelius' point of view, he was looking at it, oh, this is a charity, and with this charity you get this nice gag gift. So you get to get something and feel good about getting yourself or a family member a little plaque, and at least they get that. So whatever we can do to get you donating to charity is how he was looking at it, which I understand. That kind of makes sense to me. Kind of does. The part that really concerns me is that there's people on this earth that are stupid enough to think for $50 that you're going to get you a lord title, circumventing the whole hard process of lordship or whatever you got to do. So you think just by buying a 1 foot by 1 foot piece of property that you can just circumvent the entire process, basically. No. In what reality can you buy any type of property for $50? There's no reality. So that kind of frustrates me that people really think that. I think I underestimated the level of stupid. But with that being said, they should have marketed it differently. They had deceptive marketing practices. I'm sure everything was going fine and smoothly up until this video, but when you do something like that, you will eventually have some type of backlash, and every single thing that you have done is going to be undone by your bad actions. Now, me personally, I'm not horribly mad at established titles. I get it. You know, I'm an online seller myself on some things. I'm not very good at it, but you know, I've made plenty of mistakes myself, just not on this massive of a level. But also, I would never want to deceive somebody about that. I know one time, me personally, I sold these Squid Game masks and they were coming out of China, but whenever I was making the ads on the particular sites, I didn't mark that it was coming from overseas. I didn't change anything. I didn't say where it was coming from. I just left the regular options clicked. I should have paid better attention, and I didn't pay attention, and that caused me so much freaking trouble because a lot of people bought this thing around Halloween thinking it was in America and it could come to them quick, and they were, John, how freaking could you? Because it's not going to come from China that fast. It's just not. You have screwed us over. I felt so bad. That was last Halloween, and I vowed I will never make that decision again. So sometimes you just make mistakes and you got to learn from them. I get it. Where lies the problem is the magnitude of the mistake. And it all comes back to intentions. Do I think these people deliberately had bad intentions? My honest answer is yes. I think they knew they were being ambiguous with this. Well, number one, I can imagine giving it to some people in my family and how much they would love something like that, and to really think in their head. And they don't watch the internet and all this stuff, the people that I would be getting it for, so they have no clue about any of this drama. So they can go on living their life thinking they're a lord or a lady, and I'm completely fine with it. I want them to feel good. They're my family, and it's not hurting anything. But I know what I'm buying. The person I'm giving it to might not know, but the purchaser at least knows. And I think if you're going to have some sort of, magic and wonder about it, that's completely fine. But leave that up to the person that's giving it to somebody else. The person who's actually purchasing it from you, they need full, complete transparency. Full, complete transparency. And you can say this, and this. Hey, give it to your family. It's a great gag gift. You can tell them they're actually a lord or a lady. They'll never know the difference. That's fine. Market it however. But for you to say that they're actually going to be a lord or lady, they get a 1 foot piece of property and they're planting trees in Scotland while running the company from China, I mean, all of that is a little deceptive. And the lady, I seen the video, she did get into some stuff about race. One of the other founder that's not the Deal Dash one, she is Chinese. And they did get into the issue of race with Scott, saying that he was only doing this because of her ethnicity. And that's simply not true. Scott didn't say anything like that. I'm sorry if the lady felt that way. I don't think she really does feel that way. I think they're just trying to buy some time to fix this thing. And maybe it'll blow over, I don't know, but they've lost all their sponsors. No YouTuber wants to touch this company with a 10-foot pole. And a lot of them don't believe that it's inherently super bad, but they know that it's deceptive at the least, and they can read their comments. A lot of their fans do actually buy this stuff, and some of them were actually pissed. And I don't know these people personally, but I know a YouTuber, you love your people, You love your comments, and you don't want to see nothing bad happen or deceptive happen to anybody that you have influenced to do something. That's just good common sense. That's good decency. So is it a scam? Yes. Is it as bad as FTX? No. Am I still going to buy an established title? Probably. Is Scott Shafer crazy? No, he's not at all. And are YouTubers going to mess with this product again? Most likely not. This established titles little thing they had going on, they had a good run, but most likely it might be coming to a head soon. I don't know. Things might change around. It's going to depend fully on what the company does from here and if they choose to take responsibility for their actions. People are forgiving if you do so, and then you offer to do everybody right, not even just right, next level right. Okay, you gave me $50, you're unhappy, here's 70 back. Obviously, every company can't do that, and you can't solve every problem that way. But if you really, really wanted to keep your business and you wanted to show the people that you were serious, you will make it more than right. And not only that, you will come out and say, hey, I messed up. Not only did I mess up big. Here is exactly what I did wrong. Here is exactly what I'm going to do to remedy the problem. And you will never have another problem with me. And here's you even more discounts or whatever it is. I mean, you're going to have to take a hit. Right now, it's going to be you take a little loss and you do the right thing, or you lose everything. That's your two options. Anyways, guys, what do you think about this video? What you think about Scott? What do you think about established titles? Are they a scam to you? Are you gonna buy you some land? And are you pissed off at your favorite YouTuber for promoting this nonsense? Me personally, I'm mad at nobody. I love everybody, but also I don't have any skin in this game. And anybody who feels wrong by this, your opinions are valid, and don't let nobody tell you any difference. If you don't get one thing from this video, please remember this. Don't forget to be good on your way to becoming great. It'll solve you a lot of headache in life, I promise. Thank you. Have a great day. See you on the next one.